Hi everybody, in EDU 284, I wanted to make a quick introductory video to help us all get off to a great start this summer. So this 8 weeks course is your capstone practicum course. You will be required to complete 144 hours working directly with children. Hopefully, whenever you signed up for the class, all of those kind of requirements were already discussed with you. But if not, we need to talk really soon so we can get you started. With 144 hours in 8 weeks, you're basically looking at around about 20 hours a week that you need to be working in a child care setting. The setting also has to be 3 stars or higher, and you have to have a supervisor who has more education than you and more experience. If these are throwing up any red flags, you should contact me as soon as possible. I will need to know where you plan to be and how that's all going to work. So the first thing I want to show you is we need to have you complete an information sheet and get that to me just as soon as possible. So that is, when you're looking at your course here, it is right here, information sheet. And the information sheet just basically tells me where you plan to go, who your supervisor is, when you plan to be there, and that kind of really important information that I'll need to know. So another thing that you may need in determining that, if you have not already done that, is this potential site letter that's also on Moodle, and that will allow you to give that to the center and the teacher to explain what capstone is and what their expectations for helping you are. Remember that in the summer semester, everything's going twice as fast, so that's one of the reasons why the hours seem so high for the summer. I'm rolling back up here because I did just want to touch base. Obviously, it is an online class, so you do need to take the MOCA, and if you're seeing this, that probably means you already have. And then there is your syllabus, and then this next item, the schedule, assignments, and pacing guide, is probably your best friend for this class, so I want to go on ahead and open this up for you so that you can see what it is and understand how to read it, because it really will be a really important tool in keeping you on track all summer. So you'll see week 1 begins 5/20, which is today, and then ends 5/24 at the end of the week, and you should get in 9 hours this week if at all possible. But remember, you have to have your slate approved before you can start counting your hours. So you have to do the MOCA first, and you have to have sent me that information sheet so that if there's an issue or a problem, we can address that before you can start counting hours. So again, just as soon as possible, get those to me. I will respond as soon as possible. And then the next column on this chart tells you what you should be doing in the classroom. So where you are doing your capstone, what you should be doing while you're there for those hours. And then the big assignment in this class is a portfolio. And so then it's what should you be putting in your portfolio. And then if there's anything that you should be doing on Moodle, that's listed here too. So hopefully that will help guide you. So it is every week. So week 2, here's the dates that are week 2. Here's how many hours minimally that you should have at the end of week 2. Here's what you should be doing in the classroom next week. Here's what should be going in your portfolio. Here's what you should be doing on Moodle. So again, you'll see it all the way through till week 8 to guide you through the entire summer semester. The other thing I want to point out to you is you will see observation visit 1 is bolded here. I'll make appointments with each of you individually to come visit you at your practicum location. I'll do that during week 3. I do it again during week 5. And then during week 7, it is a graded observation. So that way you've gotten 2 opportunities to get used to me being in the classroom, and the children in your classroom have had the opportunity to see me a few times, so hopefully it won't be so strange the time that I'm there for the graded observation. All of the information that's needed for this portfolio, like what you're putting in the portfolio, and then things like what am I going to look for when I'm there observing, all of that is on our Moodle site. So I want to jump back here again to Moodle, and I want to show you that here are the things that you need for the portfolio. And then there's also some more portfolio items here. So like you'll see where I say circle time assessment form. This is where you come get it. You'll see center time assessment form. This is where you come get it. So anyways, this is where you will find all of these different items that you hear mentioned. And then what you're doing in lieu of us being in face-to-face class for what would be 2 hours a week is there are handouts under this section, course handouts and online resources. And for each week there are some handouts and web resources for you to review. And then there are also some video clips, and they're broken down by week too. So by the time you add the reading and the videos, that would take the place of our face-to-face meeting. All of your assignments are tied to that portfolio, turning in timesheets. There's a professional portfolio, and then there's the evaluation that I do, as well as the teacher at your practicum site is going to evaluate you as well. So that is really where your grade's coming from. All of that information can be found where your grade's coming from. All of that can be found in the syllabus. Now, I do know that the portfolio sometimes feels like a very massive assignment, and it is usually ends up being a pretty big portfolio. So I do want to offer the opportunity for anybody who would like to come in for an information session, and we can go through, look at some sample portfolios. I can answer any of your questions in person. If you need a notebook, we have some spares that I can share with you. That information session I'm going to plan on right now being Thursday at 9 a.m. If you had wanted to come to that, but that time doesn't work for you, all you need to do is let me know that, and I'll work out another time with you. But right now, that's what we'll look at, Thursday at 9 a.m. And Thursday is the 23rd. So May 23rd, 9 a.m. And depending on how many people we have reply, who are interested, I will schedule a space that's the appropriate size. So just let me know if that's something you're interested in. It is totally optional. If you look through everything on this website, on the Moodle, and you feel like you've got a good grasp on it and you don't need that, don't worry. There's nothing I'm going to talk about that's not found somewhere else anyway. So it's really just if you like to hear it face to face and want to ask questions and see a sample. I do not have an electronic version of a portfolio that I can share a sample of. Everybody turns in paper portfolios, like an actual hard copy. And so because of that, I do not have one that I can put up there. So I don't want you to think I'm withholding it from you. I simply don't have it. I really think that's probably enough for this introductory video to really truly get you started. Remember, the first thing you need to do is send me this information sheet just as soon as possible. Once I review it, I'll email you back and say, start getting those hours, and then you'll know that you can start collecting your hours. All of the forms that you need are down here a little further with your timesheets, your weekly log, all of that. There's a sample timesheet in case you don't know how to fill it out. And then you can begin your portfolio. And remember, you want to use this this right here to help guide you on what you should be doing. And finally, one last thing I want to share with you, because the portfolio is so big, a lot of times students do wonder, well, how will my portfolio be graded? Here is the rubric, and this was straight off the Moodle site as well. Here is the rubric that discusses how you will be graded. And you'll see here in bold under each one of these rows, it lists an item that will be found in your portfolio. So it could be the visuals, the letter of introduction, the thank you letter, parent-guardian interview, introductory activity, on and on. So each thing that I ask for, here is how it will be graded. So hopefully that helps you get started in the course. Please don't hesitate to reach out or ask questions. And I look forward to visiting you at your capstone this summer. Take care.